Morning, students.
Good morning, Miss Blum.
Yesterday, you guys did an amazing job distinguishing between matter and energy, the way that energy flows within an ecosystem and the way that matter cycles throughout an ecosystem. So today, I'd like to shift our attention towards the board and use our food chain diagram to illustrate exactly how that movement works. So Tommy, would you help me out with that one, please?
Sure. Okay, so in this ecosystem here, energy comes in from the sun, gets converted into chemical energy from these plants, it gets transferred through these organisms, and when they perform their cellular actions, cellular respiration releases heat energy. So the energy comes in from the sun, gets lost during heat energy. So for matter, it's a different story. The autotrophs use energy, or use matter like carbon dioxide and water, and then that gets passed along through like glucose to the different organisms. But when they die, the decomposers all convert those back into the simple forms like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. So matter cycles through and energy flows through.
Beautiful explanation. Then we're going to take we're going to take a different approach. Josh, would you please go up to the food chain? And would you describe those feeding relationships and name the organisms and the role that each one has?
Okay, so when the producer goes, it takes in sun energy, and it gets H2O and carbon dioxide, and then it passes on into the primary consumer. So then that goes on to the secondary consumer, and then the tertiary consumer, and the quaternary consumer.
Fantastic. So what is that name that we give the producer? What is the name that we give the producer? He's the only one within that food chain.
Autotroph?
Excellent. What is an autotroph? Yang. Who's got this one? Tanner does. What's an autotroph?
An autotroph is an organism that has the ability to make its own food.
Fantastic. And is there any other organism on this food chain, Brigham, that has that role of autotroph?
No.
No? What about the next four? What do we call them?
Predators.
Predators? They're not autotrophs, they're
Heterotrophs.
beautiful. They're heterotrophs, meaning what?
They eat other things and animals.
They eat other things, so they have to obtain their energy by other means, right, Colby?
Yes.
Would you agree to that? Okay, awesome. Yesterday, we had a little fun with relationships, right? Can you show me a direct relationship? Just point to two organisms and show me what a direct relationship looks like.
He gets fed from the badger. The badger gets fed from the badger, and he has less energy to provide for the bigger, so he needs to have more of the badger. So,
Beautiful, beautiful. What about an indirect relationship? Can you show me what that looks like? Can somebody help him out? Dylan, can you help him out?
It's when, say, the kangaroo rat eats prickly pear cactus, but later along the Mojave rattlesnake gets fed from the kangaroo rat, so like it's indirectly being fed from the prickly pear cactus.
Fantastic, fantastic, nice job. Josh, I loved what you did yesterday when we eliminated one of the organisms from our food chain. So can you walk us through that one more time? Go ahead.
Okay.
Organism of your choice, I don't care which one you pick.
Okay, so let's say the cougar gets killed off. The badger will multiply a lot, and so he will overproduce. He will overproduce, and then the rattlesnake, he will die off because there's too many badgers, and then the badger will die because there's not enough rattlesnakes, and then the kangaroo rat will eat too many prickly pear cactus, so then that dies off, and so then the kangaroo rat has nothing to eat, so then he dies off.
And what kind of face did we make after that, Josh? Nice job, buddy. Nice job. We're going to go ahead and give Miss Megan up to the board now. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're you're going to take all those organisms that just removed from our food chain, and you're going to plug it into our energy pyramid. Okay?
So the prickly pear cactus is the producer. The kangaroo rat is the primary consumer. Badger is the secondary consumer. The rattlesnake is the tertiary consumer. And the cougar is the quaternary consumer.
Okay, pause, because I'm going to have you tackle the energy flow. Okay, the energy consumption and the energy flow. Let's see, who do I have here looking at me? So intent, Avery. You're going to help me out with this one. Okay? Just look really, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you remember yesterday we labeled this, each level is considered a trophic level? Is that ringing a bell?
Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean? Trophic level.
I forgot.
Do you want a little help? Who remembers what that means? Trophic level. Go for it.
So the trophic level is like, so that's a quaternary consumer, that's a tertiary consumer, secondary, primary. So the trophic level is like, so the levels on top of the kangaroo rat eat the kangaroo rat, and then the levels below is what the kangaroo rat can feed on. So it just shows like the differences between like each step of the food chain.
Right, so it's representative of that type of organism or the types of organisms that you would find at each level. Then we plugged in the word biomass into our energy pyramid, and what did that tell us? Who remembers that? Biomass. Go ahead, Alicia.
Well, biomass, it means like the amount of like how
Right.
many there are. And so as the levels get as the organisms get larger, the amount of energy that it takes for one large organism increases, so the amount of organisms decreases, so the population decreases.
Beautiful. Can you guys hear Alicia? She gave an awesome explanation for that. Okay, we noticed that yesterday with our organisms. The size of the organisms actually increased, right, as we move up through each trophic level. However, what we also noted was that less and less energy was available to that organism at the very top. That could pose a huge problem, couldn't it? Okay, what if, just what if, this guy didn't have enough down below him? Would he suffer?
Yes.
Could he potentially be wiped off of the planet? Yeah, he could. So what Megan is going to do is she's going to come up here and she's going to help us out and help us understand a little bit more about how that energy is filtered throughout each trophic level. Come on up, kiddo. You got this.
So basically, this is like a visual. So the prickly pear cactus starts with 10 sugar packets, and then one sugar packet is passed on to the next, so 10%, and then the next organism passes and it gets smaller and smaller at the top. So this means that the cougar is going to need more of the rattlesnake, and so the rattlesnakes have to be more common.
Right, so are we in ecological balance here? Is this showing that this is in perfect harmony? Right now, does that guy, that top predator, does he have enough food to sustain his energy needs?
Yes.
He does, because this trophic level is much larger than his level, right? You see that? Yeah, tell me.
The rest of the energy gets radiated off as heat energy.
Fantastic, so why don't you guys go ahead collectively show us where that's happening. Go ahead, go help Megan out. Clap for Miss Megan.
So the prickly pear cactus is a living thing, and it needs to use energy to like reproduce, grow, develop, repair cells. So a lot of this energy, 90% of it, is used in the cellular function of the prickly pear cactus and is radiated off as heat energy. So about 90% here is radiated off, and only like 10% gets passed on. So there's 10 here, and there's only 1 here. And then we can say this is a tenth, a hundredth, 1,000. But So basically the energy gets used, 90% of the energy gets used for all of these, so that there's only a small amount of energy available for the cougar. So that means that there's going to be a lot more of these prickly pear cactuses than there's going to be cougars.
Fantastic. One more time. Let's hear it. You threw out, what was it?
10%.
Okay, the percentage, but you didn't actually throw out the amount of energy. So I'm going to throw that at you right now. And as I move up through the ranks here, you're going to tell me what percentage of energy is actually being passed on. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? Beautiful. So we're going to start you off with 10,000 units of energy. And how are those units measured? In kilocalories. Fantastic, kilocalories. So if I gave you 10,000 units of energy at the producer level, how many would our primary consumer get?
1,000.
And secondary consumer?
100.
And tertiary?
10.
And quaternary?
1.
Fantastic. Everybody, a big round of applause. All right. Are you ready to get back there and get your hands on this food web?
Yes.
Is it going to be messy? It is. It's going to be messy. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. If you stumble with these cards, if you don't know what the organism is, okay, you can look it up. So designate one person at your station to have a cell phone or their Chromebooks so that they can look up the organism itself. What is it? What is its feeding habits? And what are its predators? That way you can properly place it within the food web. Okay, I'll tell you right now, there's a ton of tags, and what I mean by that is, you're going to see a lot of little tags that tell you, are they autotrophic, are they heterotrophic, are they herbivores, are they carnivores, are they producers, are they consumers? You need to use everything that's in the bag, okay, everything. If you feel like you don't have enough tags to label what you've got going on, we've provided each station with a pen that you can actually write on the lab stations with it. Fun. Okay, don't get distracted by the neon colors and all the pretty things that you can draw with those. Okay, use them for arrows or for tags if need be. Okay, you're using everything in the bag. Does everybody understand what's going on here? Okay, listen, before you disassemble your beautiful webs, I'm going to need for you to take a picture of your web. So I'd like to see you take a picture from an aerial view. So take your phone and just take a snapshot and then upload it, if you would, please, onto Google Classroom so that in the event that we don't have enough time to look and see who assembled it properly and who made just a big food web, then we'll go home tonight and we'll review that for you and get back to you tomorrow and let you know. Okay? You guys ready? There's about, there's 6 stations set up, so I need you to distribute yourselves equally. 5 or 6 per station. Ready? Go. Let's have some fun. Everybody's hands in the pot. Everybody's hands. Hey guys, pause for just a moment, please. There's another ecosystem back here that needs to be tackled. So could I please have at least 4 kiddos back here? This one seems a little heavy, so can we have one person from over here? Beautiful. And excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Are we good now? We're good. Ready to go.
Sunlight only goes to. Wait, can't some bacteria like photosynthesize, or is that only?
I think we covered that yesterday, Avery. Good job. Yeah.
So these can also. I think mushrooms can probably.
Don't guess, honey. You want to be pretty accurate on your picture, so I would get a phone out.
Shoot, decomposers.
Yeah, bacteria, bacteria, mushrooms, decomposers.
Search it on these.
Oh, yeah,
That's a. This goes.
First, your arrows and then the names so that you can quickly assemble it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You got it. On a roll. On a roll.
Probably it's gonna be a massive
Yeah.
food.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge. So we can like look it up to check.
Love it. See Tanner over there organizing those arrows. So easy.
Oh, do we have to set up the like by the sun?
I think termites would be considered. Do these need to be by the sun?
Honey, this is yours. This is your creation. So let the creative juices flow and you place them where you see fit.
Do we already have decomposers?
We already got these set up here, so we can.
Oh yeah.
So.
It's getting energy from the sun.
Isn't moss a decomposer?
Yeah, these are.
Want to look it up? Go for it. Look it up. You want to be right up.
Because there's no other decomposers.
Probably.
Yeah, the hare's gonna eat the shrubs.
It's considered both a producer and a decomposer. Nice job.
It has to be a decomposer because
So be careful how you present the arrows when it comes to that organism. Okay?
This is a producer. Right. This is an auto-primary consumer. This is the auto consumer. Yeah. This is auto over there, and then that is a quaternary consumer. So we put together the food chains, and then we can connect them together based on what other organisms they eat. So we can put like 3 or 4 food chains together, and then we can mix them in together and interlink them. So to make the
Where's the floor?
Wait, so these are our other two.
Isn't this like the simple?
This is a food chain. Yeah, this is
so we need to connect.
This is the producer for one.
Putting the injury
Yeah, here.
to the producer.
If you guys want to make the food chains, we'll start labeling them.
Okay, this is the producer.
Nice teamwork, guys. Nice teamwork. Systematic approach to tackling this.
This wouldn't be the same.
It's not.
Primarily carnivores. So I think this one eats like insects. Okay. And small ones.
Would you think this is
Just start off by putting all the plants.
Right, they're going to interlink together.
And you can use them however you want. Remember, this is your creation.
Are there any other plants? Doesn't look like it.
The box might.
Here's another food chain, and here are labels.
On a roll.
We have no other shops.
Gentlemen, how are we doing over here?
What are we doing?
You're doing what? Fantastic?
So we have the sun going to the producers.
You don't have to explain it to me right now, honey. You get your whole thing set up and then...
With these things, do these things eat the angelfish?
Yeah. Wait, no, but what do angelfish eat?
Do they eat?
They eat
one
can,
of
no,
the plants.
they can eat these because this looks like underwater
Yeah,
stuff.
look it up.
No, I bet it photosynthesizes probably. So we could just like put it right here and then have its own food chain.
However you want.
With the angelfish.
The angelfish eats that stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then the crocodile.
The crocodile.
The black.
The crocodile eats like everything.
So, what rationale do you have going on right here?
It photosynthesizes and then the angelfish eat it.
Okay.
And then it gets eaten by the.
Then gets eaten by the crocodile.
Okay. Good job. Keep going, guys.
Then the monkey.
Oh, this gets. Oh, I got that.
These are all scattered. So, or this is, they're basically, so we can just try like right here.
Looking it up.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've got more of these. Do we have any more tertiary ones?
Yeah, insects, seeds, nuts, and different berries. So, insects go.
Well, they both eat
Insects or rats?
They like eat plants and stuff.
Plants. Okay. And then, where are the badger feet? So what else ate seeds? Well, most of the birds do. Yeah, most of, the quail.
This one's so pretty and colorful. Very inviting ecosystem. Yes.
We can have our own.
Okay. And then, I don't know.
I'm mad.
Apparently you can't read that.
Can't we do thumbs?
Yeah, if you just get done doing it, then it comes off fairly easy. But if it sits there for a little bit, you're gonna need to use some wet wipes.
I mean, we have
I don't know how
then a napkin with
getting stuff.
Interesting. Does this little
So
it eats the mongoose,
the mongoose is the mamba too.
I like it. I
Yeah.
like how you've arranged that. That's a very creative way of illustrating that.
We just need to go by.
could use a long energy area.
There's paper towels if you guys need them. You can just get them wet.
Okay.
This guy's also secondary, but do we have? Can I have a couple of those long ones?
Do bears eat wolves?
Well, we know yesterday we established that bears are omnivorous, so they can do both. But I don't know if that would be a relationship that you would find in nature. So I would look that one up.
But like deers can go above the wolves because wolves eat deer, but a cougar and black bears don't eat wolves.
So what could you do with your cards to illustrate the proper